Okay, cool. So, first, I have a couple announcements and stuff I want to go over, and I know there's going to be people hopping on late, and then there's like a bazillion people that couldn't make it tonight that are watching the recording. So, made sure that I clicked record this time. So, I wanted to remind you guys about the Morning Meltdown test group that is you have the chance to earn a spot in. So like a bunch of you guys know that I was in the test group. I got to be in the test group with Shanti for Transform 20, and it was literally one of the most incredible experiences of my life. I had that on my vision board for so long to be in a test group. And when I got that opportunity, I was like, this is amazing. And it not only was amazing for me, but for my business as well. And it's something that, not very many people, I think there was like maybe 200 to 300 people that got chosen to be in the test group for Shanti's program out of, the 400,000 coaches. So it's a really big deal. And you guys actually have the chance to earn your spot in Jericho's new Morning Meltdown test group. And the way that you earn that is through being one of the top Success Club earners in your category. There's 3 different categories. If you're diamond coach or below, there's a category for you. And I think the average is around Success Club 20. So you want to aim for like higher than that, like Success Club 30. And then the middle one, I think the average is 30. So you'd want to hit like Success Club 40, and then Star Diamond and above, which is like me and a few of us. So that one you want to aim for like Success Club 60. So if you want to earn a spot in that, go check out the FAQ, go look at the details. It's posted in the team page as well. But you guys have the opportunity for that. And I don't know about you, but I am definitely trying to earn my spot in the test group. Like that would be incredible. The program's going to be awesome. I am stoked for it. We also have Team Cup going on right now, which I know a lot of you guys are on Team Cup teams together, which is awesome. Team Cup is an amazing thing to help move your business forward and help you work with other people to push each other, to hold each other accountable, to grow. The Team Cup tip of the day is from Jamie Innes, who's a top coach in the company, and she said that her Team Cup and her love to plan their month of success by focusing on building tons of connections. They run a free group every week together and aim to invite like crazy. We also plan to a weekly coach sneak peek group to invite to help everyone have their biggest month ever. And extra perk being that the team ahead is just as much successful, if not more. So what I wanted to say about this is reminder that February is only 28 days. So whether you're in a Team Cup team or not, it doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that we are all pushing to help people. We are all pushing to hit Success Club to change lives this month. And it starts with you. And we are doing the notebook challenge in our team right now. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, literally go look at any of the last 10 days. I've posted it every single day. We're doing a notebook challenge where basically, I'll show you guys my notebook. You fold your sheet of paper in half and you fill it with invites every single day. And if you do it 7 days of the week and you drop it in the comments, then you get a $5 or you get a Starbucks gift card from me. And if you do it 24 out of the 28 days of the month, then you get a Lululemon gift card from me, just for doing what you should already be doing. So, and the minimum, you do have to send at least 15, and you just need to drop a picture of yours every day. But it's helping you take action to move your business forward, you guys, because the one thing that is going to move your business forward is taking action. Yes, you need to be consistent with that taking action, and that's why we're doing it every single day and posting that. And I promise you guys, if you're doing that for this whole month of February, A, there's no way that you're not going to hit Success Club. B, there's no way that, you're not going to see the fruit of that labor 3 to 6 months from now and watch your business start to really, really grow. But you've got to put in the work and you've got to take action. And the notebook challenge is something that everyone can do. It's just you writing down those invites. We're inviting from people watching our stories, liking our posts, following us, and you're just writing down their name and then using whatever kind of tracking method you use. The other thing is Coach Summit, you guys. If you haven't registered for Summit, I don't know what you're waiting for, but you're like 10 years behind and you need to go buy your ticket right now, because literally if you're like if you want to call yourself a business coach, if you want to call yourself like serious about this, you have to be at Summit. It's non-negotiable. It's literally the event of the year. Freaking Rachel Hollis is going to be there. Like, that alone is enough to be there. It's such an incredible event, though. Summit is what really like blew up my business for me the first year I went, because you get to see like that it's all real, and you get to see all these people that are doing it with you, and it's like such a powerful thing. And my first year I was a baby coach. I had no idea like what Summit was. I was like, okay, my coach said I need to be there. I earned it with Success Starters. So if you hit Success Club your first 3 months in a row, then you get a free ticket to Coach Summit. But even if you're aiming to earn your ticket for free, buy your ticket, because if you earn it, you'll get refunded. But if for some reason you don't end up earning it, then you don't want to miss out. So buy your ticket now. And if you're like, I can't afford it, cool. I couldn't afford it either. Sell 3 challenge packs and pay for your ticket. Like, find a way. This is an investment in your business. And if you're serious about wanting to grow, serious about wanting to do this and change lives and move your business forward, then you need to be there. Not to mention, it's a freaking blast. Like, we have all these parties. We're going to have a team dinner. It's so much fun. You get to meet all your favorite people, work out live with trainers, get all the best training from top coaches in the company. It's just incredible. So figure out a way and get your booties there. We'll all be there, and we're staying together in place. Like, we'll stay together in hotels and Airbnb. So don't stress about that. Like, you can stay with other people, and that expense, will be cut way down. And the other thing, I'm gonna skip a couple of these. Sorry, this is like out of order, but I wanted to go back to the Success Starters and earning your ticket, because something freaking psycho is happening right now that's never happened before in like the history of Beachbody, where if you've never hit Success Club, like you've never had a Success Club point, you've never changed a life ever in your history of coaching, they're like restarting the clock for you, and you have a chance to qualify for Success Starters and earn your ticket to Summit if you hit Success Club in February, March, and April. So if you're a coach, and even if you've been a coach for 2 years, if you've never had a Success Club point, you've never helped change a life, you get a chance to restart the clock, earn Success Starters. I also want to shout out these girls that hit Success Starters month 1 this month: Aaliyah, Griselda, and Brianne. Way to go, girls. This is a big deal. Like, Success Club is the building blocks of your business. Ashley Molstad, who's the #1 coach in the network, she just said this weekend, and I freaking love this. She said, if you don't hit Success Club, you're a discount coach. Like, if you're not hitting Success Club, you're a discount coach. And that is seriously the truth of the matter. I have hit Success Club every single month since the day I became a coach, because my coach said, this is what you do to be successful. And so that's what I did. And also, I know all of you guys, like, no one signed up to coach so that you could not earn an income, right? Like, you want to at least make your investment back, at least pay for your program and your products every month. And that comes by helping 3 people a month, hitting Success Club. And I promise you that if you do that, if you just hit Success Club every single month, there's no way your business won't grow and you won't see success. So the other thing I want to say, our Diamond Retreat is in April 24th to the 28th, I believe. Yes, that's right. In Denver, Colorado, we have this fat ass mansion that's going to be freaking amazing. And I am so stoked. This is a retreat. So it's literally just a vacation, basically paid for you, for the girls that hit Diamond in their business. You earn this. And, it'll be the whole weekend. Everything will be paid while you're there. Like, obviously you get your butt there, but then everything is paid there. The food, the drink, like, the fun we have, the room, everything. And so we rented out this giant house, and it's going to be freaking incredible. It's so much fun. Retreats are literally everything. So we extended the deadline, and now you have until February 21st to hit Diamond, which is so doable for every single one of you on this call and every one of you watching the recording. There's no reason why you can't hit Diamond by February 21st. I don't care if you have 0 coaches under you right now. I grew my second business center to diamond in a week when I first opened it. Like, you guys have time. Get your butt there if you want to be there. Okay. And then Fruit Punch Energize. So don't forget, this launches on February 19th. And oh my God, it is literally delicious. I know Sydney got to try it this weekend at NLC, so she can give you her opinion, but I got to try it at Leadership this year before like everyone. And it's like when you were a kid and you had that like fruit punch as a kid. I can't think of the name of it, but it tastes like that. It's so good. So that comes out on February 19th. Make sure you set your alarm so you can order it. And if you have any share carts out that have Energize included in the package, like maybe the Fit and Energize package or the deluxe one that we sell a lot, if you have any share carts out to people that have Energize, those will go, the share carts will not be valid anymore after the Fruit Punch launches. So make sure you get them to finish those share carts before the 19th, because if they have Energize in the share cart, they won't be valid after the 19th. Okay, next thing. For all of you guys that are pushing for Diamond, we're doing an exclusive Diamond in 30 Days call on Wednesday at 6 p.m. It's an invite only, so you have to be an active Emerald coach, and I already sent the invites out, so we'll do one of these again next month, and you'll have a chance to get there. So if you want to be on this call, you need to be an Emerald coach, and when you hit Emerald, you'll get an invite to be included on this call. And it's basically, we're going to help show you how to get to Diamond, what you need to do, and how to make it happen ASAP. So, Courtney, congrats to earning New Leader Conference. That's a really big deal. She earned that this year. You hit it. You can earn this for next year if you go, once you go 1 star in your business, you earn this, and it's an amazing conference. You only get to go one time a year. Like, I'm super jealous that I didn't get to go again. I will be back, but I'll be speaking next time. I promise. Like, mark my words. You guys heard it first. So she got to go to that, and she's going to do our call next week on Monday and share all the takeaways, everything she learned. So that'll be really awesome to hear from her. I want to give a big shout out to Hannah for hitting Emerald. And then I also wanted to remind you guys of the Success Club promotion. So you get, the first month you get a tank top or a t-shirt that you hit Success Club. The second month you get a Monopoly game. The 3 months in, 6 months of hitting Success Club, you get this sick backpack. 9 months in, you get a sweatshirt, and 12 months in, you get this roller bag. Y'all better bet I'm rolling in hot to Summit with that roller bag. Like, that is mine. So you guys can all earn these. Doesn't matter when you hit Success Club, you can all earn these. And again, shout out to Hannah for hitting Emerald. That is like the first step of opening your business. And she's like already on her way to Diamond. So I'm super stoked. You're going to see her up here again soon. Finally, we're done with announcements. I know that was a lot. I'm sorry. They just like, there's so much going on, and I don't want you guys to miss anything. So on to the good stuff. You guys, this girl is freaking fire. Sydney is incredible. And I know a lot of you guys follow her, as well as her upline coach, Kate Morgan, and her grandma upline, Ashley Feldison. Their whole downline team is just incredible. And I love them all. And I know so many of you guys are like total fangirls of Sydney. Like, a bunch of people could not be on this call and were literally like sending me crying emojis like, please tell me this is recorded. Sydney's my favorite person. So you just know you have like a full team of fangirls here for you. But she's incredible. She is going to talk tonight on getting over fear of being a leader, because girlfriend has blown up her business. She is just found out, and this is wrong. I need to fix this. Okay, so she just found out that she is number 9. Their team, Transformation Tribe, is number 9 in the entire company right now, which is insane. Like, that is such a big deal. She's in the top 10 right now, and she's been a coach for a year. 1 year, you guys. Like, how insane is that? That just shows you what's possible. So she recently just went 5-star Diamond. She is a Success Club 10 All-Star, meaning she's hit Success Club 10 for 12 months in a row, which is a really big deal. Like I said, hint, hint, like I said, if you hit Success Club every month, your business will grow and you will have success. she retired from her teaching job in 6 months of coaching. So she replaced that income and retired in 6 months. She hits Success Club 50 plus on average. She's also a military wife, and basically she's just a badass boss babe, and I can't wait for her to share with you guys how she has gotten over that fear of being a leader, and really, because her being 5-star diamond shows that not only is she having success, but her team is having success. That means she has 5 diamonds on her team, 5 personally sponsored diamonds on her team, as well as her team hits very high Success Club numbers, and they're changing lives, recruiting coaches, and finding success as well. So Sydney, I'm going to stop sharing my screen, and we're like so excited to hear from you. So I'm going to put you on speaker view and go ahead and take it away.
There, sorry, it wouldn't let me unmute myself. Okay, so thank you for that introduction. That was so fun. I'm so hyped right now. Okay, and today I'm just going to be talking to you guys about getting over the fear of being a leader, which is so weird for me to be talking about because for the longest time, like, I was the one who was afraid of being a leader. And I want to tell you guys, like, how I went from that mindset to the mindset that I was in right now, because it was really just like a recent shift, and that's when my business totally changed. So I'm going to take you guys way back to when I started out as a coach, which is about a year ago in January. I got started with 80-Day Obsession, and I was that girl who like hadn't worked out in years. I like didn't know how to eat healthy. My husband was deployed. I was a first-year teacher, and I just like needed something. And honestly, I just wanted some friends to go along with it. So I decided to go all in with 80-Day Obsession and like do the meal plan, do the workouts at 3:45 in the morning, everything. And within like 12 days, I was like, this is incredible. Like, I have to share this with other people. And at the time, I just had started authentically talking about it on my Instagram stories. So I was sharing that, like, yes, this is really out of my comfort zone. This is really hard, and I'm learning too. But I wanted everybody to know about it just because I knew how much it was already changing my life. So I decided to sign up as a coach. And my coach had told me before, like, I kept sending all these people to her in literally 12 days. And she was like, dude, I'm making money off of your people. Like, why don't you just coach and you can make that money? And I was like, okay, like, sounds good. And at the time, I didn't really like need extra money. I was a first-year teacher. My husband's in the military. We were like, okay. So I wasn't like with my back against the wall or anything like that. I just wanted to share my journey with everybody because I knew this could change my life, or I knew this was changing my life, and I knew that it could change other people's too. I didn't really plan on like building a business. The first thing I ever told my upline was, do not ask me to quit my job. Like, I love teaching. I just am doing this like for fun. And in the beginning, there was really no like training that I went through. My coach just said, just hit emerald. And then I did it. And then she said, okay, now hit diamond in a month. And I was like, okay, I suppose I'll just do that. So quit making things hard, first of all. Like, quit making diamond to be this like huge thing. Like, just hit diamond, like discount coaches and one working coach. So I hit diamond, and then quickly after that, I hit 1 star, but I dropped it. So I was sitting at diamond for probably like 4 or 5 months. And at this point, I was still doing 80-Day Obsession, and I was hitting like out of the ball, like crazy Success Club numbers, like 100. But y'all, I couldn't get a working coach to save my life. So I'm getting all these challengers and like helping them with their journey. But I was like, why am I getting no working coaches? Like, I've been sitting at diamond forever. Like, this is ridiculous. And I wasn't building a team. And my coach was like, well, Sid, you're like not even really talking about coaching. So I'm going to give you guys some tips at the end, but I just want you guys to think right now, are you talking about coaching, or do you think you're talking about coaching? Because that's 2 different things. If you're not being explicit about like, I'm a coach, this is what I do, this is how you can join me, people have no freaking idea. Like, you might assume that they know, but they literally don't know. You have to tell them what it is you're doing through your social media all the freaking time. So I decided, okay, I'm going to start talking about coaching. And I decided to be a lot more real because at that point, my husband told me that we were moving to Louisiana from Washington, and it was going to be at the beginning of the school year. So he was like, I don't know how you're going to have a teaching job, like, unless you want to move down early, which was not an option for me. I was like, no, not happening. So I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to see what happens. I'm going to go all in with coaching. And then after like 6 months, I could like become a sub, or the following year I could go back to teaching. So I still really wasn't committed to like being a full-time coach, but this kind of like let me dip my toes in the water. And I was making good money at that time. But it was a little inconsistent. It was all commission. So it was like, if I had a bad week, I barely made any money, obviously. And if I had a really good week, then I made a lot, but it wasn't consistent. So I was still super nervous about like going full time when I didn't have a consistent income. And when I quit my job, I kind of thought that my business would change. I was like, I'm going to have all this time. People are going to see how cool my life is. I get to travel all the time. I get to work from home with my dogs. Like, I'm a military wife, so I have a ton of military wife followers who can relate to what I'm talking about. Sorry, my dog, if you can hear that. And it just didn't. Like, nothing about my business changed. I still, I was sitting at 1-star at the time, and I sat at 1-star from like this summer until literally last week when I hit 5-star. I had 3 diamonds on one side, including my husband, and I had nobody over here. So I didn't have a second business center. I just was like waiting for people on this other side to hit diamond. And I had a girl who was super close, like sat at Ruby for a month, needed one discount coach, and I just kept waiting, and I was like, okay, she's gonna do it, she's gonna do it, we're gonna have 4-star, we're gonna do it. And it was 11 days left before you had to like meet the qualification for elite, and I got on a team call. I was feeling pretty pissed off just because, you know, I wasn't even going to be premier, and I was like, this sucks. Like, I'm still just a 1-star, still just chilling here with my full-time coach job. And it was a call with Holly Hillier, and she told a story about how she had 11 days to push for elite. She was sitting at like 3-star or something, and she decided to just go all freaking in, and then she hit elite right before she needed to qualify. And I like started sobbing on the call. Like I like shut my screen off, and I was like crying. I was like, I am gonna do this. And at that moment, I decided, like, you kind of, and everybody has to make this decision. Are you gonna be the girl who goes on Instagram and sells challenge packs and sells Shakeology, or are you gonna build an empire? Like, that's your decision. And yes, obviously, I still get people hooked up with challenge packs and like change their life because that's like the basis of this. But do you just want to work off commission forever? Because I didn't. I was so sick of doing that. I wanted to build a freaking team, and I wanted to be a leader. And I think it was really hard for me to become a leader because at the time when I signed up as a coach, hold on, one moment. Let me just let my dog out. Go outside. Okay, sorry. Real life. Anyways, so when I signed up as a coach, my coach, Kate, if you guys know Kate Schultes, we signed up around the same time. She hit 5-star diamond super fast, hit elite. She was in the top 20 of the company. And then me signed up a month later. I'm like, peace, I'm a diamond. Like, she's my best friend. But it's super intimidating to have a coach who's extremely successful. And for a long time, I let that hold me back. I told myself nobody would want to sign up with me to be like, to have as a coach when they could just have Kate. Nobody would want my trainings when they could just get on Kate's team calls. Or nobody would want to be in my team page because Kate's team page is better than mine. And I think you could say that about anybody and anybody's upline, but I use this as like a crutch for the longest time to not step up. And I would just basically like put my coaches in all of her stuff and be like, okay, I'll check in with you like later, but like, here's all of the really good stuff. And there was 11 days left to push for elite, and I literally just busted my ass. I was sending like 120 invites a day. I was like, I don't care. I'm sick of waiting for people. I'm going to go find the people who are going to get me to 5-star, and they're going to get me there in 11 days. And I didn't know how I was going to do it, but I decided I was going to do it. So the 11th day came, and y'all, I was still a 1-star. Like, nothing changed. But here's the thing. 4 weeks later, I hit 5-star. Like, and one of those was from a sneak peek that I ran during those 11 days. She hit diamond in like 4 weeks and ran. And I guess my biggest piece of advice before I give you guys my tips is you just need to put your head down and do the work. You need to stop relying on Susie to hit emerald or to hit diamond or to do something for you so then you can rank advanced, because Susie's going to do it whenever she wants to do it. Nothing that you say is going to change her mind and have her sign up her husband as a CBC or whatever she needs to do. She needs to make that decision. But when you just focus on your own business and focus on yourself and, okay, let me retrace. You still want to focus on your team, but like you don't want to be relying on people and saying, oh, well, she'll get the rank for me, or like we can all do this together. You can't count on people, unfortunately. But when you put your head down and do the work, your team's going to follow you because you are like focused on this business and having success, and they're going to follow in your footsteps. So, so 4 weeks later we hit 5-star, and like, yeah, I missed out on elite, but who really cares in the scheme of things? Like, in the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't matter. Like, I worked my ass off, and I showed myself what was possible in 11 days because I hit, like, that momentum just drove my business into the new year, and that's what I'm going on right now. And now I know that if I would have just done that earlier in the year, I would have hit 5-star when I wanted to, but I chose to not do that. And I don't want you guys to do that. I don't want you guys to just like be hitting Success Club or, you know, just like scraping by the last couple days of the month to get that last person to do something, like to sign up for you. I want you guys to be able to reach your goals when you want to do it. And so here are my tips for you guys to step up as a leader. Number one, if you are on this call and you are like an emerald, at least, I would say, or have been a coach for at least like a month, you need to create your own team page and you need to use it. And because for the longest time, I would just put them in my uplines page and yeah, I would like shout them out on there, but y'all, they sign up with you and they want to see your face. They want to see your trainings. They want you to be shouting them out on the team page and recognizing them. And even if you only have one working coach, it doesn't matter, because then eventually when you keep working and keep getting more leaders, you're already going to have this whole team page set up and established for them, and they're going to know that you're like ready to go. So have your own team page. Number two, you need to be posting about coaching. And like I was saying before, are you really talking about coaching, or do you think you're talking about coaching? Because I thought I was for a really long time. I thought that maybe mentioning it like once every 2 weeks was like good enough. I was like, everybody knows I'm a coach. They can go to my page and see I'm a coach. But okay, you're always getting new followers, and people don't just stalk your life every single day of the week, which is kind of what I thought. I was like, oh, well, they watched my stories 2 days ago, so why would I need to say it again? But realistically, people are probably not watching every single second of every single story every single day. So if they missed out on your coach talk on Monday and you don't talk about it again for 2 weeks, they might miss that one because they're not on Instagram that day or something. But if you talk about it consistently, it has a greater chance of them actually seeing this. And you need to be talking about all the aspects of coaching. So does it hold you accountable? Are you making money? And this, I never want to talk about money because I was like, oh, well, there's people making millions of dollars. Like my $200 a month check, like who cares? Or $50 check, doesn't matter. That matters, and somebody out there is going to see that and be like, wow, I wish that I had an extra $50 a month, or I wish even $25 a month if like you didn't even hit Success Club that month. Like that matters to somebody, and somebody wishes they could have what you have. So don't discredit your small paycheck because you think somebody else's paycheck is better than yours, because there's always going to be someone who's making more money. So talk about your successes. Talk about your team culture and like the group of women. Like if you're on a team call, talk about it. Like say I was on a team call tonight and like blah, 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 blah. Or if you did like a team workout together, anything like that, you need to be talking about all the aspects of coaching. And I encourage you to not just talk about the fun stuff, because you'll get people who just want to come in here and get some free trips and make a shit ton of money and don't want to work for it. You have to share, like, hey guys, if you're like a teacher or whatever you guys, your guys' full-time job is, like, I'm on my lunch break right now and I'm deciding to work. Or it's my daughter's nap time right now and I'm like sitting down to get some coaching work done in the 20 minutes that I have right now. Share that, because that's relatable, and then people know that they can do it too because they can see that you're doing it. So I would also suggest having team calls and not just plugging them into your upline's team call. Of course, they have good information, so keep them in there. But I run a like every other week team call, and I get speakers on there sometimes, but for a long time, it was just me talking. And they were 30 minutes long, but it creates that team culture, and your team will start to see each other. They'll start to network together and become friends. And like, that's what this was all about for me in the beginning. And I want my coaches to have that community too. And don't dip out on your own team calls, because my team call was the first thing that I always canceled. I was like, nah, not doing it this week. Or maybe if I don't post about it, nobody will notice. Like, they notice and they know that you're not showing up. So like, you're not really being that great of a leader. Okay, next. I'm giving you lots of tips, so just bear with me here. Run your own sneak peeks. So this goes back to what I've been saying this whole time. Quit relying on other people to do things for you and thinking that theirs is going to be better than yours. Because people who want to join your team want to see you. Like, yes, Cassidy's a boss and like amazing, but they don't want to join her. They want to join you because they're your tribe. They want to see what you have to say about the business and what you have to say about the culture and the community and all that stuff. Like, maybe have Cassidy go live and talk about her own story, but like, people want to see what you have to say. And I was never getting working coaches because I kept putting them in Kate's, and they were like, who even is this person? Like, I don't even know. I don't want to sign up with her. I wanted to hear from you. So run your own sneak peeks, or find someone in your team and run a sneak peek together. Just so then like you can get more people in there and have more of like engagement. And then I think I'm almost done with my tips here. Get out of your own head and just quit thinking that you can't be a leader, because honestly, the only thing that's holding you back from where you are now to being where you want to be is yourself. Like, nobody in this business can tell you you can't be a 5-star, because like there's not enough room for 5 stars. Like, dude, anybody can be a 5-star. And just quit telling yourself that you are not worthy of success, or you're not good enough, or someone else is better than you, because that is what I did for the longest time. And I just doubted myself, and I lived in this little like Diamond's awesome, you guys, but I just lived in this diamond world where I was like really hustling every week to make my own paycheck, and like signing up people for challenge packs so that I could make commission, so then I wouldn't be screwed the next week. But if you really want to make this business like something that lasts for a long time, you have to grow your team and you have to grow this. And that's when it gets fun, is when you have girls start hitting milestones too. It's cool like for yourself, but it's so much cooler when you get to see your girls hit these huge goals of theirs and they start making money and they start growing their own teams. Like, that's when it gets freaking fun. So the only person holding you back from doing that is yourself. There are enough people in this whole world for you to find 5 who want to run this business and go with you, or 10 or 15 or whatever. Like, you have to think 15-star, that's literally only 15 people. And when you think about it that way, it's like, there's a lot of people in this world, and like, there's not that many 15-star diamonds, but like, it's only 15 people just duplicating what you're doing. And that just makes it seem like a little bit easier for me, rather than this like huge this huge crazy thing that like you can't accomplish. And likely whatever you're doing right now probably isn't wrong. Like, there's no way that you're doing anything wrong with coaching, but you're probably just not doing it enough, or not doing it consistently. Because y'all, we all know how to be coaches. We have so many great resources out there. And with that, I'll also say, like, what you're doing isn't wrong, but like, I run my business differently than Cassidy runs her business, than Ashley Molstead runs her business, than Emily Faber runs her business. We all run them differently, but we can all be successful. And I think something that I was always like, what the heck, is I see all these other coaches doing these things, and they come on a team call and they tell us all these amazing things. And I think that I need to do literally all of them to be successful. And it's like, no, you know what works. You know how to invite. You know how to post on your story. You know how to be consistent and show up. You just have to do it. And it's really just about consistency and just showing up, even when you don't want to. Sending those invites, even when you're tired, you're sick, you really don't feel like it. You've gotten 30 no's in the past 30 seconds or whatever, and you don't want to do it anymore, but you're just going to keep doing it because you know that that's what it takes to be successful. And here's my little fact is that I heard. I think I'm probably going to totally butcher this, so don't quote me. But people need to hear and or see something 30 times, like an advertisement. So think of yourself like as an advertisement. People need to hear or see something 30 times before they decide that it's something that they want to do. And like that's just for people who are like watching your story. So you can't just talk about coaching one time and expect everybody to be like, yes, this is awesome. Like, they're going to need to hear you talk about it all the freaking time. And sometimes people are going to need to hear it more than 30 times because they're just stubborn and they just don't know. But like, just keep saying it, because number one, people are still listening to you. And it may sound redundant, and like you may feel like you're talking about the same thing all the time, but new people are listening, and the same people are listening. My experience is I run a sneak peek every 2 weeks, and I just use the same group. And I tell people right before I run a new one, like, hey, I'm running a new sneak peek. If you're not interested anymore, you can remove yourself. But I keep running it, and some of those same people just keep watching. Y'all, it's the same videos. I do the same live videos with the same script, just a different outfit. And my girl who hit diamond in a month, she watched 3 of my sneak peeks and never commented back, never replied to my messages, never said anything on there, had no idea who she was. And one day she was like, hey, I'm ready to sign up. Turns out she's been watching for like an entire year and has been talking to her husband for almost a year about coaching. And I didn't even know who she was. I just kept saying the same thing, and she's like, I needed to keep hearing it. She's like, I knew it was the same thing, but I needed to hear it again and again and again and again. And that's what your people need to hear too. They need to hear you just reiterating that this is legit, this is real, this can change your life, this is changing your own life. And then I guess my last thing that I just want to end with is, make this your year, you guys. Like, it is only February. You have so much time. Like, at this time last year, I was not even a diamond coach. I was just like barely a new coach, didn't have any idea what the frick was going on, and didn't even know what a 5-star probably was. But you have the decision to change your business right now. Like, literally, you can decide today that you're going to be done making excuses, done doing whatever you did before, and you are going to stop doing that and just move forward and make this your year. Don't wait until the last 11 days until you can qualify for elite, or don't wait until Cassidy's like deadline for her diamond retreat or like, the Thursday before to start pushing for diamond. Like, think about what you could accomplish this year if you started pushing now and stopped waiting for this like deadline in the future that you had to hit, because that is so stressful. Don't do that, but like, do it now and get all of this momentum to drive your business forward for the rest of the year and the year after that and the year after that. But seriously, you guys, absolutely every single one of you on here can do it. So I just want you to know that. And that's all I have to say.
That was awesome. Thank you so much. Like, I have so many takeaways. I have like a full page of notes. I'm so excited. and I can't wait to there's so many people that are watching the recording too, so it's going to be awesome. But I want to open it up for questions if that's cool with you for a little bit, and then I get to go first because I'm running the call. So perks. My first question, I wanted to ask you about your sneak peeks. What is your method for your sneak peeks? How are you running them? What kind of videos are you doing? Stuff like that.
Okay, so I do it for 3 days. I think it's similar to what Holly Hillier does. I think that's where I got it. So I do it for 3 days. The first day I share my story, like how I got started with coaching. I share what I do as a coach every day, and I talk about how I did that when I was a full-time teacher versus now. The second day I talk all about money, and I'm pretty specific with saying if you sign someone up, you get $50, and then I talk about Success Club prizes, the trips. I touch a little bit on team volume and stuff like that, but not really. And then the last day I talk all about excuses, why I didn't want to sign up as a coach because I didn't think I had enough followers, or I didn't have enough time, or I didn't have a transformation. So I talk about all those and say why they're all BS. And then I have open enrollment. But I think this is just such a small thing that I tweaked. But when I get the girls into the group, I'm tagging them in everything. So I have an introduction post, and I say tell us who you are and what you want to learn about coaching. But I found that if I tag people in more videos, they're so much more likely to be engaged and be watching, because sometimes people just get in there and they forget completely that they're even in there. So yeah, and just be super hype and excited about it. That's another one of my tips, is just share your passion for it.
Yeah, I love that. And so your diamonds right now, did most of them come from sneak peeks, and are they challenger? Were they challengers before, or are most of them just coming from your Instagram or whatever, watching, jump in a sneak peek?
2 of my girls were not in a challenge group before, they just signed up as coaches right away. And then another 2, they came from challenge groups. So I am inviting girls from my challenge groups, saying, hey, I don't know if you'd be interested, but you're rocking this group. Have you ever thought about coaching? So I throw them in there. And then when I actually invite to a sneak peek from my Instagram, but I'm inviting girls who I think just seem cool. I'm do you want to see what I do as a coach and how you can do it too? And side note, I'm also pretty explicit about that it takes hard work. Not really hard work, but consistent work. You can show up for an hour a day, but you are going to have to work. You're going to have to talk to people, because I was getting a lot of discount coaches who just didn't really want to do anything. And I was okay, that's cool, but that's not really what I want. You can still do your discount coach thing, but I want people who want to work the business. And whether that's hitting Success Club every month or trying to get trying to quit their full-time job, I'm going to meet them where they're at, but I'm telling them it's going to take consistent work.
Yeah, I think that's so important to set the expectation from the get-go, because I fell into that for a while too. In the beginning, when I first started inviting to coaching and running sneak peeks, because I was afraid to tell people that you actually had to work. I was afraid I was going to scare someone away or something. And so for a long time, I was recruiting all these people that were just wanting to do something fun. And yes, this is fun, but you have to work hard. It's just, this work is more fun than most work. So I think that's really important. And then I know that people want to know, how many invites are you sending? What, I know you, your whole team sends pretty much massive invites. So would you say that's where most of your business has come from, is inviting, and that's probably the most important, and you send massive invites and have for a long time?
Okay, yes. So I do send 60 invites per day, and that includes follow-ups too. It's kind of equal, if I'm inviting new people or if I'm just following up with someone that I've talked to before. So I try to send 60 at least 5 days a week. But I think it's that, and I'm always sharing on my stories. So I do get a lot of like traction from my invites, and I say something like, hey, I don't know if you've seen in my stories, because then they're going to go watch my stories. And even if they ghost me, well, now they started watching my stories and they're probably going to like be a little bit interested and start watching more. So, yeah, and I'm just always showing up and showing like the value of what it is we have to offer, because at this point I really don't get many like, oh, that's too expensive, I can never afford that, or like, oh my gosh, I could never do that. I don't really get that anymore. I get like, I can't afford that right now, or like, I can't right now because blah 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 blah, but it's never like a new, because I'm always just sharing what we have to offer, and they know that it's changed my life, so then it can change theirs too, and they know that I'm not like just some crazy person selling something random. They know what it is most of the time when I go to ask.
Yeah, and you guys should go like check out her Instagram too, because it's awesome. She does a really good job over there, and like sharing the value and her stories and just being herself and being authentic. And I think that's so important, because part of the reason that like her inviting, and same with me, like sending those really simple invites, is because people have already connected with us in our stories and in our posts, because we're so real and so authentic, and we're getting on there and we're not just posting our workout clip and then like some pictures throughout the day. Like, we're getting on and talking, and we're sharing our life, and we're being ourselves. Like, I put crazy music on and dance like a freak, and that's me. And like, that's what people connect with, not because otherwise you're just some other coach. Like, what makes you different? You have to find that through your voice and like your personality. And I think that's why Sydney does a really good job of that. And that's why like that back end work, then people are already connecting with you through your stories and through your posts. So you're not having to go through that whole like, oh, like your dog is cute and like that weird awkward stuff. Cause I know for me, like I don't want to do that. And so massive action is going like over time. It's that consistency though, you can't just send 62 invites or whatever for 4 days and then dip out for 2 weeks. Cause you're like, oh, I got all no's. It's that, compound effect, and you have to keep showing up and doing it. Like Sydney said, she's been a coach for just over a year, 60 invites a day, you guys, not 60 invites a day for those 11 days that she was pushing really hard. Like, then she bumped it up to 100, 120, 150. Like, she did what she had to do, but it's every single day showing up no matter what. And she, like she just said, like, she gets the no's too. Everyone does, but you can't take it personally, and you have to like detach yourself from the outcome, because your job as a coach is to plant the seed. It's to show people what's possible. It's to give them the value. It's to plant that seed in their head, and then you have to keep coming back and watering it. It's not going to grow on its own. And I think that's why it's so important that you keep following up, you keep reinviting. Like, people ask me like, well, what do you do if someone like doesn't respond? I'm like, I reinvite them the next month. I'm like, hey girl, you're still watching my stuff. So like, you obviously still interested in what I'm doing. People are in your business. So don't be afraid to reinvite them. And then I was going to say, so like you said, you don't really get the, I can't afford it ever. It's just like, not right now. And I know, especially for some reason this month, I feel like there's been a lot of price objections. I don't know, like if there's something in the air or what, but how are you like handling that objection of the money objection? Because I feel like it's coming up everywhere, like my whole team.
Oh my gosh. Okay, this month I've gotten more price objections and busy. I'm like, the program's 20 minutes. I'm like, what do you mean you're busy? I don't even know. I'm like, what? Yeah, that's the first time that I've ever been told like I'm too busy for a 20-minute program. So don't really know how to go against that. But for price, so I kind of, obviously you have to feel out the situation, because there are truly people who can't afford it, and to those people who I feel like are being legit, I'm like, okay, when would be a better time for me to check in with you? Because I'd love to have you join us. Like, you have to remember, this is for an entire year, so you'd only have to pay once, and then like you're with us for a whole year. But for people who, especially like even my friends or people that I kind of talk to, and I see them going to Starbucks or, spending a bunch of money at Fabletics or whatever they're doing, I'm like, dude, I could spend like $200 easily at Target and not even bat an eye about it. But this is like investing in yourself and investing in your health, and you won't even give $200 to that. So I am a little sassy in my responses sometimes. Like, girl, like I see you shopping every weekend. Like, what's your health worth to you? And I kind of just do ask that question to certain people and just ask them, like, do you really want to do this with us? Because if you do, you're gonna find a way, and people will find a way if they're serious. Like, literally, I know off the top of my head, this girl is doing Uber Eats. Like, she's like working for them to pay for a challenge pack. And I'm like, what? Like, that's someone who I freaking want on my team, who is like dedicated to doing this because they know it's gonna make their life better. But I mean, you can't really convince someone. So just keep showing up and showing them what you have to offer, and eventually they're gonna be like, okay, fine, like I can make this work.
Yeah, I mean, like I've had so many coaches just this like last couple months who've joined me that have been watching for like 1-2 years that have said no. And like Hannah just made an awesome post about this too. Like she admitted it. She called herself on her bullshit and she's like, I was just making dumb excuses. And then I went and told you I couldn't afford it. And then I went on a trip and bought $200 shoes. And I'm like, okay, clearly I can afford this. And so, just people need to see the value though. And like the point is that they're going to do it when they're going to do it. Like I could have told her a million times how she can't afford this, and she had to see it for herself and like realize that. I mean, obviously I can help by like posting about those objections, not like directly to her, but sharing about that. When I feel like I'm getting lots of price objections, that's when I go make a post about it, about how I couldn't support it and what I did, or what someone else has done. Like the girl, like, doing the Uber Eats, like share that story, like share something, because, but always put it on, like, don't put it on them, that I think that's something I see too. Like people will be like, you say you can't afford this, you can afford this. Like, don't do that, because that's just like not cool. But I relate, most of you probably at some point thought you couldn't afford it, or maybe gave your coach a price objection. So just relate with them with your story. Like I literally sold clothes on a Facebook page because I had $20 in my broke college bank account and I couldn't afford it. So like I did what I had to, I love that. Okay. So any other questions? I know I want to like respect your time, but
Oh, you're fine.
Any other questions from anyone? Like this is your chance to ask Sydney literally anything.
Literally anything.
I know you have questions and you're going to ask me later, and
that's what my coaches do too. I'm like, okay, like why? It's all good though.
Nothing.
Okay, I have a question.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi.
So, how long did it take for you to, I guess, build your following? And
Okay.
I hear about the hashtags, but yeah. So just give some insight on that, please.
Okay. So when I started coaching, I did have I think I had like 2,000 followers because I had a teaching Instagram account. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with teaching Instagram world, but like it's like just a bunch of teachers sharing their perfect classrooms and perfect lives. So I had a lot of followers from that. But once I started coaching, I really wanted to branch off of the teacher world because I didn't want that to just be me. So for a while, okay, I don't really know 100% the answer to this right now just because Instagram has changed a lot since I've started coaching. But in the beginning, yes, I was using hashtags and I was going to, so this is what I still am doing now. I went back to doing this. I find one of my followers who I really like, whether it's like a friend from like college or like just someone I really feel like I connect with. I go to their followers, I find a cool follower of theirs, and then I go to their followers. So I'm like getting like deep into this. And then I'm going to their followers and like liking 5 photos, commenting on some of them and following them, which takes a lot longer, but I'm finding more people who care, you know what I mean? Rather than, I feel like in the beginning I was kind of getting like those weird dudes from like other countries who are never gonna join your team anyways, but now it's growing a lot slower, but I'm finding more like girls who I would actually want to be friends with and who are actually in my tribe, and just like talking to them and making a connection with them that way. And just having like good stuff, like good content on your social media, because then they're going to go to your profile and see, like, if all they see is sweaty selfies, they're going to be like, I don't know. Or you just have to have like a variety of your life and be sharing all things, and have things on your stories of you talking and sharing yourself. So then once they go to your page, they can like, they're going to take like 10 seconds to like look at your page and decide, am I going to follow this girl or am I not? So making sure that it's you that's coming across on there, and they're going to want to follow you if they're your kind of person, you know? So I hope that answered your question kind of.
Yeah, and then I know a lot of you, like, well, pretty much everyone works full time or, going to school or something. And I know, like, Sydney started this while she was teaching full time. So, like, if you guys have questions about that, ask them now, because that's always a question.
I mean, I can touch on it a little bit if nobody wants to ask like a direct question.
Yeah, they're being like really quiet tonight.
It's okay. I mean, I guess when I was a teacher, like, you've heard this like a million times, I'm sure, but you have to work with the time that you have. And I feel like I was more productive then than I even am now as a full-time coach, because I waste a lot of freaking time. But and I'll see this weekend, I don't remember who was saying it, but they're like, why are you making freaking graphics when you haven't invited yet? Like, nobody cares about your graphics, honestly. Like, they're probably not even reading them. They don't care how pretty they are. They're not going to join you because you have prettier graphics than somebody else. They're going to join you because, number one, you asked them to. Number two, you're being real and just sharing your own, like, self. So making sure that you're doing the vital behaviors every single day, and like, that's what you have to do. Anything else is just like fun, and you shouldn't be doing that if you haven't done your vitals for the day yet. But if you really want to build this business, you're going to make time for it even when it's inconvenient. Like, guys, right now it's like almost 9:00 here and my husband's home, but like, I want to build this business because I don't want to ever have to go back to teaching again. And I'm okay with sacrificing time now to build the business, like, of my dreams, so then I don't have to later. Because what's the alternative? It would just be never sacrificing any time and still live, like, having a crappy job, being on a set income and not really enjoying my life. Or I could sacrifice a little bit of time now to get my work done. And hopefully in the future, like, I can retire my husband. I can have this incredible, huge empire that I would have never had I not put in the work now.
Love it. Okay, awesome. Well, we will let you go. I don't think there's any more questions or anything. So
can I ask one real quick?
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry,
Hi.
I was busy with Ollie. So,
I love it.
my quick question was, my dogs are gonna freak out because they hate being on the phone. My quick question was that, like, so you're talking about don't being afraid of, like, being a leader, but, like, you have, like, someone like me, I've never done any type of leading in any network marketing, whatever. Like, how do you even tell someone, oh, I'm going to teach you how to make money from this, and you have no idea, like, how to do it? Yeah, like.
Okay, perfect question. Because number one, I have had no experience being a leader either. Like, I mean, I was a teacher
myself, so the dogs aren't crazy.
Okay. I mean, I was a teacher and I led fifth graders, but that's quite different than leading adults who, like, have money on the line or are trusting you with this, like, business. So my advice for that is act like the leader that you want to be. People should go to your page and think that you are a freaking 6-figure earner, top of the company. Like, you have so much confidence in yourself that they literally have no idea. I have a coach I know right now who, like, you would think she was, like, in the top 10, like, #1 coach, like, representative of Beachbody. But, like, she's not, but that doesn't matter because she still has so much confidence and she just goes out and shares that. And like I just said, like, acts like the leader she wants to be, because people will follow that. And even if you don't know what to do, I didn't know what to do in the beginning either. Nobody knows what to do, but, like, you have Cassidy. I don't know if she's your direct coach, but when you don't know what to do, you can ask her. Like, I still ask my coach, like, what do I do in this situation? Or like, where should this person be placed? Or like, how do I tell this person this information? Like, you have this whole tribe and team of ladies, and someone on the team is gonna know what to do. But like, just go in there with confidence and share what you do know, because like, you know how to run this business, you know how people can make money, and you know what it can do for people's lives. Like, it can literally change them. So go out there and just share that, and just fake it till you make it. Because if you act like an active coach, well, that's like the confidence level you're gonna have. If you act like a freaking 10-star diamond who earns $1 million, like, that's going to have so much confidence, and that's going to get you there that much faster, rather than holding yourself back by being like, well, I'm just this, or whatever, whatever limitations you're putting on yourself. You need to stop and just be the person that you want to be, even before you get there.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing too, because that's what I did as a brand new coach. Like, I didn't have a clue what I was doing, but I knew that other people in front of me had done it, and success leaves clues, and I was just going to follow what they were doing. And I wasn't afraid to tell people either. Like, I didn't pretend like I knew all the answers. I would say, like, hey, I don't really know what I'm doing, but I'm super stoked about this. Like, let's do it together. Like, let's learn together, And that's a perfect way to start too. And then you just learn as you go. It's like anything else in life. Like, you can read a manual on how to ride a bike 450,000 times, but if you don't get on the freaking bike and actually like try to ride it, you're never going to learn. So I don't care how many videos you watch. I don't care how long you've been a coach. I don't care how many trainings you do. I don't care any of that. I don't care what your experience is. If you don't get on the bike and freaking learn to ride and fall down and get back up, like, that's how you become successful. That's how you grow that confidence. And that's how you become a leader, is by doing it. It's by learning as you go. And, yes, you're gonna have like bumps along the way, but you're not going to learn if you just keep watching. Like, you have to do it for yourself. And that's exactly what Sydney's done. That's exactly what I've done. That's what she said, like, kind of turned her business when she stepped up as a leader by taking ownership and deciding she wasn't going to just keep watching from the sidelines anymore. She was going to jump in and do it, even though she didn't know what she was doing. And I can tell you, like, that's literally exactly what I did. And you're never going to know everything. Like, yeah. I can tell you right now, I'm 2 years in. I still feel like a baby coach. I still don't know stuff. The only thing, the difference is that when I don't know it, I go find the answer. I Google it. I find a YouTube video. I ask someone. I don't just sit there and, wallow in, I don't know what to do. I figure it out, or I find a way, or I ask someone. There's so many resources now. It's literally insane. Like, everyone shares everything. You can find the answer to anything. And if you can't, like, ask the team, ask my coach, ask whatever. So I think, the answer is just doing it. Like, it's just action.
So true.
Cool. Okay, awesome. Well, thank you again so much. And I will make sure I post the recording after, and I will see you again for your call.
Yay, I'm so excited. Thank you guys so much. I appreciate it.
Have a good night. Bye.